Well, as far as the situation in South America is concerned, I have a few things to say about it. First of all, to my new viewers and subscribers out here, who don't know me from Adam, basically, I would just have to say that I have followed the situation, not just in the news today, yesterday, or for the past 2 years. I have followed the situation quite closely for basically the past 20 years. And so I would like to make people aware here in America that the United States government has in the past overthrown duly elected governments in Central and South America, causing much mayhem and leading to repressive government policies, which perhaps some younger viewers out here are not even aware of. There were governments in Central and South America who essentially detained people without due course, tortured people to death, not hundreds of them, but hundreds of thousands of them. And in this regard, the strategy of fear in these countries via our own government worked out for quite some time very well, because people were simply too afraid to speak out. You know, imagine some activist, or if you're an activist here, trying to speak out, and then your family gets kidnapped, raped, put into prison, and you never hear from them again. Well, this happened to thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in South America under right-wing dictatorships. These dictatorships were supported all the way by the United States government. This happened mostly during right-wing administrations here, but also during during some democratic administrations. So people should be very clear about this, and there can be no question about it historically what has happened in South America. So needless to say, there is a little blowback at this point, because finally people in South America have woken up. They no longer acquiesce to these policies. They have spoken, and they have elected governments which are leaning to the left, not to the far left, just to the left. And they want the past injustices being addressed. And most Americans don't seem to realize that most of the southern hemisphere, I mean, that means basically any nation south of us, is living, most of the population there is living in poverty, if not abject poverty. You can't even compare this to the U.S. And yes, people are tired of it, and they have finally, under some truly fair elections, gotten some governments in there that are speaking on their behalf. Needless to say, this is going to be opposed by the international conglomerates, because it's not going to make a profit for them. So the nationalization of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the tax out, a bailout for Wall Street here in this nation is not questioned. But the nationalization of the resources in other countries is basically it's being called as aggressive towards other nations. How can it be aggressive to basically protect your own resources, to basically let your own people in your own nation have the rewards of those resources, other than just dishing them out to multinational corporations which don't give a damn about people? So this is what the struggle in Venezuela and in Bolivia and other Central and South American nations is all about. People have finally come to the point where they have had enough, and they're speaking up. And now, of course, the United States government, under neocon leadership and under neoliberal policies economically, wants to suppress that action by any means possible. That includes overthrowing governments, detaining leaders, and so on, and it's well underway in those nations. Well, rest assured, other nations on this planet are not going to stand idly by to see this happen. You know, everyone deserves a little piece of the pie, and if the powers that be do not recognize this, then they will simply have to kill off the entire population of most of the planet. And then again, you know, that would be very bad for production, wouldn't it?